Recording. Can you talk to me, please?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Welcome back to the Game Smash podcast. As always, I'm your host, William Liberty, and with me is
fawwaz Muhammad Yusuf.
And today we got a pretty packed podcast. Ultra Street Fighter 4 hits today on Tuesday this week. Street Fighter 5 Bison trailer. Need for Speed trailer, Battlefield Hardline expansion announced, BioShock lead designer working on a new horror game, and Konami bringing Yu-Gi-Oh! To the PS4 and Xbox One, Bloodborne expansion to be announced, and finally what we think of what's going to happen at E3, our predictions. But anyway, let's talk about what we played this week. I've been playing this really awesome game. It's called The Witcher 2. So, basically, I decided that a long time ago I talked about how I bought The Witcher 2 because I upgraded my PC and it kept on crashing, so I never finished it. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. But then I also realized that at the time, I was also running on a computer that had about a gajillion viruses on it. So that might have been a factor. So I cleaned it up, I called in the guy to fix it, cleaned it up, and I recently popped in Witcher 2 to see if it would work, and lo and behold, it works fine. Like, the only thing is that sometimes there's a couple of really long load times, but other than that, works fine. But yeah, I've just been doing that, and yeah, it's still a really fun game, and it makes me really want to play 3 a lot, because I've been hearing lots of good things about 3, so... yeah, excited for that. But yeah, basically that's what I've been doing this week, just trying to beat Witcher 2 as quickly as humanly possible. And then I just played some League of Legends with my friends. But yeah, what you been up to, Fawwaz?
Yeah, well, I've been playing The Witcher 3. So, yeah, I picked it up on Tuesday after work, and I've been playing it. It's fun. It's a fun game. It's pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty hard game, but what's this thing called? It's oh god, it has a few issues, you know. Like I like the game. Don't get it twisted. I really enjoy the game. I really like the combat actually because like the enemies do a lot of damage, but they're also, at least so far, they're also really predictable. They have really predictable patterns. Like you could literally go from getting bodied by this one enemy to beating that same enemy without getting hit once. Yeah, in fact, there's this boss I just finished fighting that he made me want to like crush my controller, and then I went to work, I calmed down, I came back, and I just beat him without losing any real health. Yeah. But my issues with the game are there's two issues I have with the game. The first one is the load times. The load times are atrocious. Oh my god. Thankfully the fast travel load times aren't too bad, but when you die, reloading the game takes forever. It takes forever. When you load up the game, like for the first time, well, not for the first time, when you like close down the application and you switch it back on, you load up the game. There's a cutscene that you can't skip. It's like telling you a quick summary of what's going on and stuff like that. But you can't skip it. And the impression I'm getting is that the reason why you can't skip it is because it's there to mask the load times. And it's just really irritating. But okay, that one doesn't bother me as much because I watch it once, I start playing the game, and then that's it, right? But because of how hard the game is, waiting like a minute every time you die. Like there's battles I was in that I died in like 20 seconds. So I load up the game, I'll go into this fight, I get killed in like 10, 20 seconds, and then I have to wait a minute, load up the game again, run back in, get killed in like 50 seconds this time. Wait a minute. It builds up the frustration, and it's probably one of the reasons why that boss became so difficult, because I just started getting more angry because I had to wait so goddamn long.
You need to exercise patience, Fawwaz.
Sorry?
You need to exercise patience.
Apparently, but no. One other issue I have with the game is the loot system. The loot system is just all over the place. I'm level 6 right now in the game. I have schematics for level 27 armor that I found in a cave with level 5 enemies. Like, there's no rhyme or reason behind it. One of my friends, he posted a video showing this really cool level 3 armor that's in a cave with a level 33 enemy. And I'm like, by the time I'm high enough to get, like, by the time I'm a high enough level to kill that enemy and get that armor, I will have absolutely no use for that armor. Like, you know, it's okay. I don't understand the reasoning behind doing shit like that. It's not fun for anyone. It doesn't add anything to the video game. Yeah, like I literally have a bunch of armor and I can't wear any of it. It's like I have schematics for so many different types of armor that I cannot build because I'm not a high enough level for them. I go online to look up, you know, low level armor in The Witcher 3, and the lowest one I find is like level 15. I don't know. Maybe they just isn't any low level armor in this game, which would also suck. But yeah, it's friggin' annoying because, you know, like I'm almost level 7, and okay, see, I understand having some loot that's a little higher than you. Like Diablo 3 did this all the time. You know, you're level 5, you find loot that's level 9, level 10, you know. It gives you something to work towards. And keep in mind, Diablo 3, you also leveled up a lot quicker than The Witcher. The Witcher is a very slow game to level up in, too. I've been playing this game since Tuesday. I just hit level 6 yesterday. So it takes a while to level up in this game. And then I'm sitting there at level 6 with level 27 armor. It's like by the time, it's to be September by the time I'm level 27, honestly. So yeah. But overall, it is a fun game, despite all my complaints. It is a fun game.
You know how you were describing the loot system? It makes me here. I'm pulling out some nerdy stuff. It makes me think of like classic D&D sessions, in which the DM basically is like, "All right, what are you gonna find in this cave? I'm gonna roll 2d6s and see what happens." Oh shit! You got a level 40 item. Ah fuck. And then it's like, all right, what are you going to be fighting? Let's roll to see what you're fighting. All right, a level 60 dragon. Yeah, that sounds about right. You know what? That's what it kind of sounds like in a weird way. So, but yeah, you know, it does definitely seem like that could be an issue. I don't know. I think for me the load time problem is probably a bigger issue than the loot system problem. Like for me personally, because it's like I'm sure like the looting is all over the place, but at least it gives you like a hint of stuff that you get to have later, and I guess that's kind of cool. But yeah, you know, there's probably going to be patches as well that maybe optimize the loading times, because they did it with Bloodborne. Bloodborne had a fairly bad loading times when it launched, and literally about a month later after it came out, they optimized the loading times to be like half as long. So who knows? Maybe they might do something similar for the Witcher 3.
Yeah. They said that there's going to be because they released a patch for the PC this week. So they said that there's going to be one for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So hopefully it helps optimize the game and reduce those file loading times.
Yeah, exactly. Well, moving on from that, let's get into some news. Ultra Street Fighter 4 hits the PS4 Tuesday. And if you're listening to this podcast, it already came out. But anyway, Ultra Street Fighter 4. You know what's kind of cool, fawwaz? And you might be surprised. I've actually really never played Street Fighter 4. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? This might be the best time for me to pick this up. Because it's at a reduced price, you get all the DLC, it's the most recent version of the game, and just apparently from what people are saying, it's supposed to be a lot smoother, like 60 frames per second, less input lag, you know, good stuff like that. And I'm thinking, like, you know what, this might be the best time for me to get this game, and since, you know, I've been trying to get into some more fighting games, because you've inspired me to do so. This might be a good chance, so I might actually end up picking this up.
It's cheap. It's like $24. It has 7 years worth of DLC, because Street Fighter 4, like, you don't realize it because they've been supporting the game for so long, but Street Fighter 4 came out in 2009, so so it's got 6 years worth of DLC on there. It's I think 1080p, 60 frames per second. Oh, and this doesn't matter to you, but the your PS3 stick is compatible
Oh,
with the
okay.
game, so you don't have to shell out $180 on a brand new stick.
Right, which
Uh,
is good.
but no, it's a really good deal for any PS4 owners who haven't picked up the game like you,
Yeah, like
or
me.
have been off the game for a while and are thinking about getting back into it. Personally, I just can't play Street Fighter 4 anymore. The game is too goddamn slow for me.
Mm.
It is just it's like fighting underwater. I mean, if you've never played Guilty Gear, so you wouldn't understand the comparison. But one of
Well,
these days,
I've
I'll show
played
you
the
a Guilty Gear match, and I'll show you a Street Fighter 4 match, and it's just it's too slow for me. It's an amazing game, but it's just not for me. Yeah. Moving on though, the Street Fighter they showed a M Bison trailer for Street Fighter
Yeah.
5, and that game is looking a lot faster. So
Hmm.
and it's looking a lot more combo. Like Street Fighter 4, they were not. You didn't have very long combos in Street Fighter 4. It was like jab, 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 special
Hmm.
move. That was the extent of your combo half the time. But Street Fighter 5 is looking like there's looking at there's OTGs in the game. Do you know what an OTG is?
Sure.
Okay, so some fighting games let you hit opponents when they're on the ground, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's an OTG on the ground,
On the
right? So
ground. Okay.
some fighting games let you hit opponents when they're on the ground. It allows for combo extensions.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3 did
Hmm.
that. Street Fighter 4 had no OTGs, so
Okay.
another reason why the combos were very short. But I guess I'm getting a little too in depth here. Anyway, Bison looks like a lot of fun. Let's just
Yeah.
go with that.
Like he looks so cool. Like he's just floating around with his arms crossed, being a badass. You know. Good old-
Yeah, he looks really cool. Old man Bison. One funny thing that a lot of people were pointing out. Did you ever watch the horrible Street Fighter movie that came out in the 90s?
Is I
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
yeah, I've seen clips. Yeah.
Oh my god, you need to watch that movie.
Yeah.
It's horrible, but it's hilarious. So anyway, there's this one scene in the movie where Chun-Li is she's talking to Bison and she's like that, oh, you attacked my village and my father, he sent you he repelled you guys,
Yeah.
but you killed him. And Bison is like, I'm sorry, I don't remember. Right? So she's like, how can you not remember? And then he's like, for you, the day Bison attacked your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday, right? so like ever since then, like people are always referencing that. So anyway, Bison got announced on a Tuesday and people lost their minds. They were like,
that's great.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's great. That's an amazing thing to happen.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if Capcom did it on purpose or if it was a coincidence. All I know is that shit was hilarious.
Oh, God,
so yeah, but yeah, how do you feel about it?
Bison looks cool. Like I said, all the characters that they've shown so far for Street Fighter 5, they all look really damn cool, and like overall, like I feel like they're doing a good job with the trailers at the very least.
Yeah, they are.
And I like the fact that they're mixing up things, combat-wise and stuff like that. I mean, like,
Yes.
obviously, I don't know as much about Street Fighter 4 because I haven't played it. I've seen a lot of footage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've watched Evo and stuff like that. But it definitely seems like I like the small little tweaks they're making to the game. And the one thing I've also got to point out that I don't know if we pointed out is that Street Fighter 5 logo is the best. Like, just the logo itself is the coolest it's ever been. Like, you actually have to take the time to actually look at that logo and just go like, oh, God, does it look so good. So basically, yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for this game, and Bison's definitely helping the hype train, for sure.
Yeah, we'll probably see some more at E3 and then at Evo. It's going to be playable at this tournament that's coming up, CEO. I can't remember what month the game is in. The tournament is in, but it's soon. It's going to be playable there, but I won't be there, so I don't care.
Right.
But we're definitely going to see a new character, or at least some more gameplay footage at E3.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to see a new character either at E3 or at Evo. Definitely.
Right.
I have no doubt in my mind. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, moving on from that, we got a Need for Speed trailer. Kind of interesting. The trailer's perspective was really interesting. Instead of like the camera being from the interior of the car or just over the car or something like that, it was from the perspective of an onlooker, like just a guy walking around the street.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It was a very, very, very short trailer.
yeah.
The kind of trailers that I hate talking about on this show because like when it comes to when it comes to times for finding footage, I have to now start looking up other things than the trailer that we're talking about because the trailer was like 20 seconds long. Like
Yeah,
like
it's
right
fine.
now the
It's fine
trailer
for
has
us.
probably finished running and you're watching footage that I had to run around scrambling for. Anyway, I digress.
So we're gonna
So
have. Oh shit, we're taking talking too long. We should just move to the next topic. It will save you so much work.
pretty much. In terms of the game, apparently it was all in-game footage, but I don't give a damn about shit like that anymore
Yeah.
because everything is in-game
Yeah.
footage until the game comes out and it's been downgraded. So
Yeah, exactly. Like we saw it with Watch Dogs, and it's like I don't really. You know what it is? It's like how you have problems with cinematic trailers, and like
yeah,
stuff like that. For me, it's like I would rather a really awesome cinematic trailer that looks cool because at the very least I have something that I can look at and something it's like an enjoyable piece of media. Whereas
yeah,
like I find a lot of these in-game trailers, it's like, oh look, it's all in-game. Ooh. It's like, yeah, but it was kind of a boring trailer. Like, I'm gonna make this clear. I'm not a big fan of racing games at all. I like kart racing games. I love the Mario Kart series. Like
okay.
that's the most racing game I will ever like get into. Like I've never been a huge fan of Forza or Gran Turismo. Like, they're fine for what they are, but they're just not for me. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I
Uh,
feel you. You're saying?
but I don't know. It's just like this trailer was kind of like, kind of. I was interested by the perspective, which was kind of weird in the trailer. But I'm honestly not really that excited for the game.
Okay. Yeah, see, me personally, I've never been a Need for Speed fan, but I do like arcade racers.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of the Midnight Club series. I love Midnight Club 2. I played Midnight Club 3 to death, and I
Yeah.
bought Midnight Club LA. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Midnight Club series. So if this game is anything like that game, you have like a wide collection of cars, you got your car customization. I was really excited for the crew, but that game ended up being garbage.
Yeah.
So I ended up not buying it. But if this game delivers on what the crew didn't, I could see myself buying this. I do really like arcade races, so I'm keeping my eye on this. EA took a bit of a break. There was no Need for Speed last year. So I hope they just go back to the core. Just street racing, customization, amazing soundtracks, all that good stuff. Because like they added the out of car sections in one of the Need for Speed games, and I was like, what is this shit? Like
Yeah.
I don't want any of this crap. I just want to race. And
Right.
I know it's like, oh, you gotta diversify shit. No, you don't. The issue was that they kept releasing Need for Speeds every single year, and they had to look for gimmicks. Like out of
Yeah.
car shit is a gimmick. Everybody that saw that was not thinking, "Gosh, this is going to be in the game that comes out the year after this one." No, everyone knew that was bullshit and that was a gimmick. So
Right.
just give us a tight racing game with tight controls, good customization, deep
Hmm.
customization. A nice collection of cars and yeah, I'll probably pick this up. There's not going to be a subtitle. It's just Need for Speed, so it does give off the impression that they're rebooting the franchise and going back to its roots.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see more at E3.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hopefully it does show off, maybe some actual footage. Like I know it's in game, but come on.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, Battlefield Hardline expansion announced. So they showed off, I guess, an image, new maps, new masks, possibly basically just new stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, like it looks cool. For those who liked Battlefield Hardline, this is pretty good. I haven't actually got the chance to play, and the everyone knows recently if you listen to the podcast, I recently played Blacklight Retribution, which was a first-person shooter, right?
Yeah.
I feel as if I may be kind of turned off by the shooter genre now. I don't know what it is. Like, there hasn't been a first-person shooter that I've really been super excited for in a really long time. Like, I guess you could kind of say Deus Ex was a combination of a first-person shooter and a third.
Nah, Deus Ex
It's kind. That's kind of a stretch. But
Yeah.
to be honest, like, there hasn't been a first-person shooter I've been really excited for, and I'm kind of just looking at this, and I'm just like, man, what happened to my love with first-person shooters? Because I used to love that shit.
Well, this is what happened. You know, when you have something you really see you really enjoy peanut butter flavored ice cream, whatever. It's the first thing that could come to my mind. And then, you know, your mom is like, "Wow, hey Tanner, I heard you really enjoy peanut butter flavored ice cream. So here's a bowl on Monday, and then on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, and then on Friday." Despite the fact that you're probably going to get diabetes from that, you're just going to lose a taste for it, and that's literally what happened. Like they oversaturated the market. Like you have your Call of Duties coming out every year. You have your Battlefields coming out every other year. You have your Medal of Honors that they tried to bring back, and then they realized that no one cared anymore. You like it's just too much. You got your Titanfalls. You got like Evolve is a bit different, so I wouldn't really clump it together with all of this.
Fair enough.
It was oversaturation. They oversaturated the market, and people have just stopped caring. Well, you've stopped caring. I've stopped caring. I can't speak for anybody else. But
Battlefield Hardline, everyone.
I mean, we had Battlefield 4. When did Battlefield 4 come out? Last fall. Then we had Hardline. Now, then we've got we had Advanced Warfare coming out last fall. Battlefield 4 came out 2 falls ago, I think. It's too much. It's absolutely too much. And no, I feel you. My friend was like, "Hey, Fawwaz, are you gonna pick up Battlefield Hardline?" And I was like, "Gosh, I didn't even know Battlefield Hardline was out because I just don't care." I just don't care anymore. So when I saw this expansion, I was like, okay, that's something to talk about on the podcast. And then the moment you mentioned it, I was like, gosh, what have I done? I really do not want to talk about this on the podcast because I just don't care.
Okay, so you decide to pick trailers for games that the trailers are 20 seconds long, and then you pick topics that you don't even want to talk about.
I'm sorry. It was that, you know, when you mentioned it, I was like, it was really funny. When you were going over what we're talking about today, and you were like, Battlefield Hardline expansion announced. I was like, they announced an expansion for Battlefield Hardline, completely forgetting that I was the one who added it to the list.
Okay, let's move on. Let's just move on from this. All right. Okay. This one. This is a topic I chose, so hopefully you'll be interested in this. BioShock lead designer. He's announced a new horror game. It looks pretty cool. It sort of looks like you're exploring like a kind of haunted house on like a side of a cliffside, seaside kind of stuff.
Okay.
There's going to be audio logs. It's sort of like you're piecing to gotta have them audio logs. You got to piece together sort of like this mystery of what possibly happened in this house.
So it's BioShock all over again.
Yeah, kind of like that, except on a house. From what people he's described it as kind of trying to emulate like a Stephen King book, like that kind of atmosphere, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, like I'm just kind of interested to see which direction this goes, because as much as I loved BioShock, it's like I'm glad that they're not like making it into a super giant series. Like, I feel BioShock Infinite was a decent place to end on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it was perfect.
Like the last thing you'd want BioShock to become is like a Call of Duty or like a series that's gone on way too long. So yeah, like I just really interesting. Keep your eyes open for this, stuff like that. But yeah.
Apparently the game is called Perception.
Yeah, I think that's what it was called, Perception. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes out for Perception. But moving on from that, okay, we are good friends, Konami. Hey. So Konami haven't decided to fuck old games just yet. They decided that they're bringing Yu-Gi-Oh! To the PS4 and Xbox One. And they're like, guys, we still care. We still, guys, really. We do. No, you don't.
Here's a funny story about Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So everyone knows I love Hearthstone.
Yeah.
So Yu-Gi-Oh was my original card game. Like I loved when I first moved to Canada. I actually invested money in a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, like real life Yu-Gi-Oh. Yep. But then after a while, I realized that it was too expensive. I had one Yu-Gi-Oh game. I can't remember which one, but I had it on like the Game Boy Advance, and I loved that game. I played that game to death, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So when I had my Xbox 360, they announced a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh game, and I was so excited for it, and I was waiting for it. And then, like while waiting for it, I looked on the marketplace and I saw this video game called Magic. And I was like, I've heard of this stuff, but I've never actually played it. Yeah, maybe I'll just play this and it'll tide me over till Yu-Gi-Oh comes out. Then I played Magic and I was like, wow, this game is amazing. It's so much better than Yu-Gi-Oh. The Yu-Gi-Oh game that I was excited for came out and I was like, wow, no, I didn't play it. I just kept playing Magic. And then Magic started messing around with 2015, which was what made me switch to Hearthstone.
Yeah.
So Yu-Gi-Oh is the original. It's the original card game that got me into card games.
Right.
So it's funny for me to say that I'm cautiously optimistic about this game. I can't imagine I'm ever going to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh again because it's just not as deep as Magic,
Yeah, I could see that. And plus, they're two very different games, like just mechanically.
Yeah. There are quite a few differences. No, you're actually right. There are some differences, but honestly, there are a lot of similarities. There's you have to sacrifice creatures to summon new creatures in Yu-Gi-Oh, whereas in Magic you need mana to summon bigger creatures. Yu-Gi-Oh requires sacrifices to summon bigger creatures, whereas Magic requires more mana. There are some differences. Yu-Gi-Oh is probably a little more fast-paced. Of the three of them, Magic is probably the slowest paced out of all of them. But yeah, I'm definitely going to keep my eye on this. If only because I don't want to be that guy who said he didn't give three shits about three consecutive things that we spoke about on the podcast.
Yeah, that would be a bad reputation.
but no, seriously though, I'm actually going to keep my eye on this. I mean, knowing Konami, this game is probably going to be disappointing.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely keeping my eye on this. Hopefully we see something at E3. I'm curious to see if they're gonna adopt Hearthstone's
free to play style
as well, or if they're gonna go in a different direction. Either way, though, I'm keeping my eye on this. I'm curious. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, for me, it's like sure, I could cop blah. I'll probably keep my eye out for it. It's just it's kind of obvious that this is kind of the reason why this probably got announced was because Konami's trying desperately to try and bring out good news instead of bad news.
Yeah. It's been a rough week for Konami. A rough couple of weeks.
Yeah, rough couple weeks. You freaking morons! God damn it. Anyway, now just before I explode again, let's move on to something a little bit more positive. Ooh, very positive. Bloodborne! Hey, that game that I really, really like. Apparently an expansion is going to be announced later this year. So they are going to have like a DLC expansion for the game, which is great because I was talking to my friends about it, and as much as we love Bloodborne, it is relatively a shorter game.
Are you serious, Tanner?
What?
It took you like 2 months to beat that game.
Okay, let me explain. It's a shorter game in design, not in difficulty.
Okay.
It's like the reason why it took me so long is because I suck, and I needed to get my friend to basically protect me through some of the harder levels. That's why it took me so long to beat. But like the Dark Souls games are way bigger as far as size, but like there's like, for example, the Dark Souls game has about like 60 different weapons that you can choose from. Okay. Whereas Bloodborne has about 15.
What?
It has a smaller selection of weapons, but the reason why it's a smaller selection of weapons is because the fact that the weapons change. So technically, one weapon is 2 weapons.
Okay.
So that's basically why. So I feel like an expansion would kind of help, like, hey, bring in some new concepts for weapons. I love weapon switching. It's awesome. I want to see more of it. So, yeah, I mean, like, and I feel like an expansion for this game would definitely be really good. So I'm really hyped to see that, see what they do. But yeah, for those who have a PS4, get Bloodborne. It's really good. Don't know how many times I have to reiterate this.
Yeah, when I saw the headline, I thought
Yeah.
you'd be excited about this.
Yeah,
Apparently, we're
very.
not hearing about this at E3 though. Like when
No.
they said it'll be announced later this year, I was like, ho ho ho, later this year. You mean next month, don't you? No, apparently not. Apparently, it's after E3 that we're gonna hear about this.
Yeah. Well, that
So
that,
yeah,
that
didn't
kind
see
of
that
makes
coming.
sense due to the fact that Bloodborne literally just came out like what 2 months ago or a month ago. So
March. So
March,
yeah,
yeah,
two
it came
months
out in
ago.
March. So yeah, so that doesn't surprise me that much.
But still, though, I mean, E3 is the time. Like when I was compiling my list of expectations for Sony at E3, which you will, hear on our next podcast.
Yeah, yeah,
I was like Bloodborne expansion. I thought for sure that would make perfect sense. You announced a couple of new games, and then you announced some more DLC for a very popular game that just came. This is probably the most popular game on the PS4 right now.
yeah. Probably at the moment.
PS4 exclusive on the PS4 right now. So you announced some DLC, but hey, I guess they had other ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I haven't. It's funny me saying this because I've literally never played Bloodborne. Speaking of which, Tanner, would you mind lending me Bloodborne one of these days?
One of these days, maybe. Like, I probably want to hold on to my copy for a little longer. Oh, here's what we'll do. We'll go tradesies. I'll grab Witcher 3, and you can keep Bloodborne.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah, there we
I
go.
like the sound of that
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah,
But speaking of E3, we're going to talk about our expectations for Microsoft this time. So what do we think
yes, I'm excited.
Microsoft is going to do at E3? I'll let you go first because I have some ideas of maybe some things, but I'll let you go first, Fawwaz. What do you think?
Okay. So first of all, I'll get the obvious things out of the way. Forza 6, Fable Legends, Halo 5.
Okay.
Those are all going to be there. They're probably going to because apparently they announced that ODST was getting added to the to the Master Chief Collection.
Right.
Apparently that's probably going to be at E3 as well. It's probably going to be. Like they'll be like, oh, sorry for the Master Chief Collection not working when it launched. So ODST for free or some shit like that. In terms of actually new stuff, we're probably going to see Crackdown 3. We're probably going to see some Crackdown 3 gameplay. We'll hopefully see some scale-bound gameplay. I'm really excited for that. It's a Platinum Games Microsoft exclusive.
Right.
So we're going to see some of that. I'm really excited for that. Let's see. In terms of we'll see the new Rare game.
Okay.
And we'll probably see something Battletoads related. It might be that might be both. Like the Battletoads related thing might be the Rare game.
Yeah.
In terms of brand new announcements, that's a tough one. I'm trying to think of what Microsoft could have. I don't like of the big three. I think Microsoft will have the least amount of surprises at their press conference because of the big three, they have the most games that have been announced that we've seen absolutely nothing of. There's the new Phantom Dust that I don't even think is going to be at their press conference. There's Crackdown 3, the Scalebound, and then that's on top of all the games that they have coming out this fall. I think they'll have the least amount of surprises at their press conference. Yeah, we'll probably see the Division because they have to have some third-party games there.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's a new expansion pack for Evolve coming out or new DLC for Evolve coming out, they'll probably announce it at their press conference. And maybe we'll I think that'll be their press conference. I think, and this is a bit of a stretch, but I think Microsoft is going to announce that the Xbox Live Arcade is coming back.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. That for sure. For me. Definitely a lot of what you said. Like we're on the same thoughts.
Yeah.
New Halo, definitely for sure. The new Platinum game, Scalebound. Here's a question I gotta ask. So I always get I guess I combine the Microsoft conference and the EA conference. They sort of combine into one, right? Because they're right next to each other. Because I think
They're
about
right
last
next
year.
to each other,
Last year
yeah.
was like one of the games that I cared about that they showed off near the Microsoft conference was Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah.
Like they did that, and that was one of the games I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. So there might be a tiny slight possibility that we could see maybe an actual Mass Effect trailer, maybe like a legit one. Not one where it's like we go walk into the studio and show like 2 concept art.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah. So there could be that, and maybe, okay, possibly we'll maybe actually get a gameplay trailer of Battlefront, like not a, whatever that was.
You see, the thing with Battlefront is that the PlayStation is the lead platform for Battlefront. So if we're going to see any gameplay for Battlefront outside of EA's press conference, it's going to be, I think it's going to be at Sony's press conference.
You think it's going to be at Sony's? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, like honestly, I would really like to see a Mass Effect trailer that's an actual Mass Effect trailer.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if we don't see it at EA's press conference. Microsoft press conference, maybe not. But at EA's press conference, I'm almost 100% sure we're going to see some Mass Effect stuff there. Because, that announcement last year was such bullshit. Hey, guys, we're working on a new Mass Effect. You want to see it? Ha! You've come to the wrong place. That was the end of that.
Yeah, and what really was depressing about that is that the crowd was actually super happy to see another Mass Effect be announced.
Yeah.
And it just for that, like, cock tease. It was like, God damn it, guys. But anyway, that's what I'm expecting of Microsoft at E3 this year. They did pretty well last year. Like, they showed off a ton of games. So, yeah, just hope that they do fairly decent.
Yeah.
I am not going to hide the fact that I'm obviously not so excited because I currently own a PS4, so,
Yeah.
I'm excited for their third development party games because that means they're going to be for both consoles, so that works out. But yeah, that's sort of what I feel Microsoft's probably going to do. They're probably going to do what they did last year because they had to really step up their game after was it 2013 when they
2013 was a debacle.
Yeah, 2013 was the biggest debacle I've ever seen, period. So they've really had to step up their game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I'm really hoping that they, because here's the thing for me. Sure, I own a PS4 and I'm probably going to buy an Xbox One anytime soon, right?
Yeah.
But with all that said, I want Microsoft to succeed because if competition only helps us, right? The consumer. Yeah. So if Sony just buries Microsoft and it's like a landslide, it's one-sided the whole way, then Sony is going to start getting lazy and they'll start doing shit like releasing $600 consoles with no backwards compatibility. So I hope that Microsoft really step it up this year and they close the gap on Sony a little bit, so Sony realizes that they can't just sit back and parade around third-party games and indie titles. Admittedly amazing indie titles, but indie titles nonetheless. So yeah, that's what I'm really hoping Microsoft bring it this year and they knock it out the park. Microsoft, I'm almost 100% sure Nintendo is going to knock it out the park this year, but I'm really hoping Microsoft do so as well. So it puts a little more pressure on Sony. So if they muck up this year, because I really don't have a lot of we get into this in more detail next podcast, but I really don't have a lot of faith in Sony. But if Microsoft close the gap, then next year at least I have a lot more faith that they'll come out and they'll come out strong. So yeah. Oh, one last thing that I forgot to mention is Gears of War Remastered. That's probably going to officially be announced at Microsoft press conference.
Yeah, for sure. I have a feeling that was not supposed to be revealed that early.
No, it wasn't.
But anyway, we're going to have to wrap it up here, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you leave a comment in the comment section, we'll make sure to answer it in the next podcast. And as always, this was William Liberty and
fawwaz Muhammad Yusuf.
And we'll see you guys next time.